Welcome back to another edition of Strategic Command World at War, where I play the Western Allies. And it's gotten pretty exciting. The Battle of New Guinea is pretty much won, and it's just a matter of how to proceed. I think I'm going to invade the Guadalcanal, the Solomon Islands here. I know there's Japanese air units here and try to clear it from there while kind of maintaining a defensive stance. And once I get some more units, I'm going to attempt to start island hopping. Now, there's something peculiar what makes it challenging playing the 1942 scenario for the West. And I made it challenging by letting the AI control the Soviets and the Chinese, so it adds a little bit of urgency on my part. But if you play from 1939, even the United States when it's out of the war, you start building headquarters. But here you have a dilemma, is that you don't have that many forces. It's going to take you a while to build. And you only have a few headquarters like MacArthur, and they're scattered in the wrong places. But there's only General Bradley as the American headquarters in the West. On the European front. But Eisenhower and Patton aren't ready yet, even though Eisenhower was a superior. So I'm going to have to spend some money in order to get the offensive in Europe going for the United States. I'm going to have to spend money on Eisenhower and Patton, and that costs a lot, and I only have 800, so I'm going to have to start purchasing, even though he should be ready by now. But I guess that's what's making this scenario a little more challenging. So I'm going to have to purchase General Eisenhower, and then I'm going to purchase Patton also. But I got plenty more, but it's just too costly. And let's purchase Patton for now. I mean Eisenhower, just so I don't forget, and then build some more units here. But you would think that he'd be ready by 1942. I guess we got to send a couple soldiers out to his farm and interrupt him while he's doing some haying or something with a straw hat and say, "General, your country needs you." Okay. I guess it's going to take a few months to develop a staff, secretaries, and everything, but I'll be ready by then. So it's going to cost a lot of money. So let's get him going. And Patton, I don't know, he's doing something, shooting Mexicans along the border. I don't know what he's doing, but we're going to have to activate him too. He's obviously not ready either. So let's get back to the main war here. How much do I have left? I have 363. Good. Yeah, I had to do that because I'm going to need headquarters. The Italian fleet did decide to come out and challenge. Gave the British Malaya battleship and the French Richelieu beating, but I think I did take one out if I remember. And I got to be careful here because this is ahistorical. In reality, the Italian fleet never ventured out at this point of the war. I think in 41 they ventured out towards Crete, took some damage and said never again and stayed in their ports. But this AI Italian, he's out for blood. So the first thing I'm going to do, just to be careful, is before I move all these other units in, is to do some scouting. Since they come out of here, the central, the Tyrrhenian, I'm going to put my submarines. That's what they're good for, scouting. And I'm going to take a look. All right, we got a cruise. We got something here. And I want to put this one up here. All right, there's a destroyer. Oh no, don't hit me. All right, there is a destroyer. Let's go over here just in case something else comes. Now this worries me. We have some reinforcement ability for France. All right, so there's two ships here I can potentially destroy. And unfortunately, it's raining. I cannot use the carrier. Try to use the British to get this guy. See, without the destroyer, I don't know if this is going to work. Now that didn't do any good. This is more of a scouting operation just to see. And this one needs repairs. I really want to get this light cruiser here. Alright, let's bring in... That was a good shot. But hopefully he didn't get injured. There's a British cruiser. Alright, sunk an Italian cruiser. That was good. I have to be really careful. Let's see. That destroyer is heavily damaged. That's good. Let's retreat since I'm not... Is there any way I can get this destroyer? Oh, just one more. Just one more shot. Let's leave him here. I don't think the carrier can fire any guns. That's... I'm going to bring my aircraft carrier over here just in case the weather turns nice. This British battleship needs to be reinforced a little bit more. This one actually should have gone to a different port, but this one's almost... I don't know, I'm doing something silly here. Yeah, this carrier can't do anything. But it's heavily damaged and Italy doesn't have much income, so... And I do have a submarine guarding this flank in case there's more battleships. They can run into it. And if anything comes over here trying to enter the channel, I have a submarine here. Possibly it's not. But I don't know. I know they still got a battleship and a couple cruisers, so this could become kind of interesting. As far as the American fleet, I'm going to bring these capital ships, send them towards the Mediterranean because this is where they're needed. The rest here, the British can pretty much handle. Let's see what I can upgrade. Add some reinforcements over here. And there is a German U-boat here, and let's not waste time. And do I have any? No, I don't. Of course. That's one thing I hate about this game, is the submarines always diving away. Well, at least, okay, I got some hits here. And let's bring these guys closer. Let's fire some depth charges. Yeah, sure. Where you at? There you are. Oh. Oh, come on. Every turn. Still check it up. No, there it is. Alright, I got a couple more shots. No. This is risky, but I do have anti-submarine warfare, and these guys can stay here to blockade. I think I sent to, well, if he returns, this is just to keep the returning from Brest to Saint Nazaire. And over here, did I have any submarines? No, I'm going to have to keep some on the North Sea. This one can go over here, just in case. That's just to blockade the French Atlantic coast. And this one can go out here, just so I have a few destroyers and cruisers. This one can go for some anti-submarine. Then I'm going to have to decide how to spend. Okay, the Battle of the Atlantic, caught one. I'm not even going to attempt this American one because I think I should keep it over here. In case the U-boat tries to escape, at least I'll know what direction it's going. It can go this way and run into others. I'm going to chase it. If it gets closer this way, then I can probably get my maritime bombers if I can detect it. So that pretty much, I'm going to start moving. Those supply is low. Still going to take another turn. It's going to take a couple more turns for this guy to be able to land. Though I can land it. I can land over here. Let's make sure I don't have any other ships in the Atlantic that I could use for the battle. Now the question is what to build. And all the units here have made their move already. I'm going to reinforce these air units. Upgrade the ground attack weapons, because there's going to be the siege of Tobruk and also the liquidation of these forces in the Siwa Oasis. Alright, this is the Australian unit. That one's going to go back to Australia to help out. And I do have some units in headquarters down here, but I'm gonna. Alright, let's start. Let's give it some infantry weapons. I don't need mobility. I don't need to spend the money on that. Not for the operations that this unit's going to be doing. Reinforce this one. And I'm going to send these over towards India. And now let's take a look at India. India needs more armies. First, I need to reinforce this headquarters here. The special force unit isn't going to make any headway. There is a headquarters unit here, but I don't want to get too far out of supply. I want to do a build-up. I need more air units. This is why once I destroy the Italian fleet and hopefully get Italy out of the war, all these units in the Mediterranean, they're going to be transferred towards the Indian Ocean, and the carriers can assist in air assaults. I have a U.S. carrier and a British carrier here, and they can assist assaulting this. But in the meantime, I'm going to build the Indian Army, and because I want to launch a major offensive in here. But let's try to bomb this here headquarter unit just to see also as what kind of air units the Japanese have. There's one here. Yeah, I took a beating. Oh, I did get one. Now let me bring the carrier unit. See, they got armies here, and my cores are no match for them right now. I need to bring more air units and armies. Now let's do the air battle. That didn't go too well. There's a third one here. Wow, no, that's not good. Let's go over here. I'm going to put the Japanese submarine right over here to hunt the convoys and also get information if any Japanese naval units come up this way. I do have a battleship, and I'm going to be bringing some more in once the Italian problem has been taken care of. So, yeah, I need more air units here, that's for sure. This special force unit needs to go over here. I don't know, maybe for some amphibious assaults towards Rangoon or just to cut off. I do want to reinforce this unit maximum and this one too, possibly. So I don't want to attack prematurely. And India needs to save money and build another army. Purchase India. I do have an army underway. Good. And I'm going to have to also purchase research. Mobility will also help, but that's also very costly. The Japanese have quite a bit. They got a headquarters and a couple of air units. But if I could bring in my carriers and lend some air support, I may be able to make some headway. But I don't want to lose any units prematurely in India. Indian units, not at this stage, but this is a good place for this British submarine. And I got two more in the Mediterranean that can eventually head that way too. But the British armor and infantry units here are going to have to concentrate on taking Italy. I'm going to transport another unit. Towards the Mediterranean front. That's what they're good for. Let's take a look at the British purchase. Okay, I got a... Okay. Airborne and Army. I have two armor units and an army. I think that will be good for this front here for now. Another one wouldn't hurt. And I have two headquarters, so that can spearhead Italy. I think that'd be pretty good to spearhead. I may send another army down, and that should be enough. And then I'm going to have to build up the forces for Europe. Britain's... It's going to be mainly the United States, I think, that is going to be launching the Overlord D-Day invasions in 1944. It's going to be a while. I may send these units up, but they need to research. And I've got 213 left. Let's use British points for Australia. I'm also going to possibly consider sending American air units once they are pretty much done here. Well, only the carriers are going to be effective in taking islands, and use the American air units here possibly for also to assist in India. I mean Burma, yeah, assist India to attack Burma. Overwhelming air superiority is what's going to take these Japanese units out and work our way down here. That's all planned, but I'm still going to have to I think it's time to move I think it's time to go spend some money. I'm going to take this town here because I want to capture all of New Guinea, and I may as well use this Australian unit for that purpose. In the meantime, I'm going to move a fighter in here. I'm going to move a bomber in here. I don't have any long-range amphibious transport at this point for the United States, so I don't have the ability to transport either, so I think MacArthur, he definitely needs to transport to New Guinea to be able to support the air units. Let's finally found him a job. He can go into Port Moresby, and then I can have these air units. He can support these air units for the assault on all these other islands. He can move up here. Now if the weather's good, keep a view here. Got 2 bombers, and I can attack Japanese air units to attempt to destroy them. And it's going to be unlikely that anything's going to invade New Guinea anymore. Upgrade the destroyer. Anti-submarine aircraft, anti-naval weaponry. Let's do whatever I can. I know I would just take him out to sea. This one can be upgraded. Priority is the submarine needs to be repaired. So I'm going to put this one here. This cruiser can go into Moresby, get some extra repairs, just one possibly. Let's put this destroyer over here for now to block anything that could be coming this way. And I don't think there's any Japanese units in the Coral Sea at this point, so I'm going to continue. Okay, I don't need mobility in the Pacific, but I do want to reinforce this headquarters. Meantime, I do want to keep an eye over here I'm going to operate this unit here. Well, I think I made it a little difficult. I think I could have just put him in a port and transported him here, but oh well. That's what you get for not thinking quickly enough. And let's see. Let's go long-range amphibious transport. I don't know what I'm going to do with this armored unit yet. Oh, I do now. I know exactly what I'm going to do with it. Probably going to get intercepted by Japanese and destroyed. All right, I got the Marines ready. May have to bring Vandergrift too, but we'll see. It's going to help having a Marine headquarters. Okay, I don't need mobility in the Pacific. Okay, down to 199. United States, purchase. Okay, got units ready. Got Eisenhower, March, April, starting to build up. Carriers. Okay, I got 2 carriers ready for the Pacific. That's going to help a lot. All right, this is going pretty well. I need to build more air units, so I'm going to save money. Fighters, tactical bombers, medium bombers. I need all that. See if I can transport some armies towards England. May as well. Okay, next priority is going to be building air units. This one. I think I've done everything. I got my North Sea lookout here for any submarines, and I got plenty of capital ships to deal with the German Kriegsmarine. Now let's go back to the Pacific over here. I need to spend this money to reinforce the aircraft. This carrier is ready to go. This one's also fully stocked. This submarine needs to be fully reinforced. Let's put this destroyer in here so it can get fully reinforced. And then I can take the submarine out and start looking for Japanese. I don't know if the Japanese Navy is just going to sit and hang out in Midway. I know it's got 2 carriers and some battleships. I don't know if the Japanese is just going to hang out there and just wait for me to come, because that's going to be a mistake, because I'm going to come in overwhelming force eventually. Let's move over here. May be able to reach something if the unit gets a little bit crazy. And what am I going to do over here? Long range amphibious transport. I cannot bear Atu and Kiska. I must recapture. That's U.S. territory. I cannot stand Japanese occupying that, but I don't know if there's anything there or doubtful, but I can always go to Dutch Harbor. But if they do have units there, then I don't think they do. Yeah, there is a Japanese submarine here, and that's why I got my destroyers ready. But I'm going to have to build more marine units. Okay. Eichelberger, that's just U.S. Army. Eventually they're going to be moving. Yeah, really, tanks, armies. I guess they can assist on land operations eventually on the mainland, but as far as these islands here, all this island hopping, that's going to be mainly done by Marines. And I'm getting them ready. These are going to be going on board, and we're going to try to take Guadalcanal. And then fight the Japanese air units here with our air units, American air units, down to 5, British down to 35, India I'm saving. So I think that's all I can do at this point. There is an Indian unit here. Well, let's get them out to sea. Get that one ready to join over here. The Australian unit's going to jump into and head towards Australia. I got enough units in the Middle East, I guess, to keep from an uprising happening. And I don't know, the Italian got one, but I know they got a couple more battleships, so I don't want to suffer any more damage. I did take some damage earlier. And the Battle of the Atlantic, I am ganging up on the U-boats. Right, that's the transport. And so I'm doing the best I can for the American and British war effort. But whether the Soviets or the Chinese are going to hold out, that's another thing. But I'm going to have to really start concentrating on North Africa here. Completely get rid of the Italian forces in North Africa and take the national morale objectives. That's very important. The national morale objectives in Sicily, and hopefully get Italy out of the war. That will divert some troops over to the Italian peninsula and take them away from the Russian front. Okay, what do I do over here? Really nothing. I mean, I can strategic bomb and all that, but it's just going to cost money. You know, I'm replenishing that, and I don't know if I'm willing to do that. At this point, I don't think the strategic bombing is going to have any effect at all. So it's no point in just wasting good units. So it's time for the Soviets and the Chinese and then the Axis to do their turn. So let's do a turn change. So I got everything. Well, that's the thing. The United States is still mobilizing and it's got its units scattered. So to really do a concentrated attack to really, where it's really going to hurt the Axis is going to take some time. And to be able to help the Chinese, that's why I'm not attacking too rashly in India, because India has its own economy and their units, and I want to build a very good front first, and then possibly launch an effective offensive where It's going to cause the Japanese to divert forces from China. Well, they got plenty of manpower and units, but are they going to be able to hold? The Cocker Shell heroes. All right, so there's some. All right, good. So I can reinforce the destroyers now. Yeah, the U.S. destroyers need to keep up. Yeah, at this point, they don't really have a chance against the German submarines. But let's see what the axis. Oh, there's a German submarine. Can it be bombed? I may be able to bomb it in port with the carriers. Good. It ran in. Oh, excellent. Ooh, I lost an American ship. Okay, that did some damage. Excellent. Oh, there's another one. Good. Oh, they're just getting bold here. Oh, the whole Italian fleet just basically landed in my lap. Got two air. If the weather just turns, this could be a turkey shoot. Oh, this is relentless. The Germans could even just rush and take the alternative capitals at this, as weak as the AI is now, and maybe then take Moscow and they can end the war. The Finns in these games here are fanatical Nazis. I mean, they do want to take Leningrad. In reality, that was not the case. They basically just invaded the part that they wanted and then just stood on the defensive for the whole war. But in all these video games here, World War II, the Finns are very, very aggressive, which makes the game harder. And when I play the Soviets, I really want to capture Helsinki just because as aggressive as the Finns are. It's just, the Russian front is just not looking so good. And the Japanese are advancing into mainland China, and they're destroying Chinese units. 2 hexes from Moscow. If the Soviets will get enough. Now the Italians don't do well, but it's a possibility Stalingrad may fall. Damage wasn't that devastating, but Yeah, this is not good. The advance into the Caucasus, there doesn't seem to be much resistance, and Moscow could fall. Soviets are going to have to improve their units with infantry weapons really quickly, and then just only have a chance for a counterattack. Okay, there's still Italian ships. I'm going to have to hunt them down. I lost a battleship. Ah, that wasn't good. But the Italians could end up losing 2 battleships. Well, I think it's prudent to use my aircraft carriers. Is there an interceptor? Where was the... Oh, there's a German interceptor right there. Darn. All right, let's... Algiers. Wow, they got plenty of air units. Okay, that one got damaged. Hit that cruiser. Let me bring a battleship over here. Goodbye. Good, the French battleship got some honor here. Let's bring this battleship up here. And good, we found something. Damage. I think that's it with the Italian fleet pretty much. If I destroy these 2 battleships, goodbye. Good, another one gone. That lowers the morale. I can always repair these battleships. Oh no, that's all I had. I think that's the entire Italian fleet, hopefully. Let's take a look up here. Oh, there's another one. Let's stay over here with the submarine. Do I have? The American light cruiser did some damage. Oh, lucky. Almost. Almost. Well, the Italian fleet took a real beating. At the loss of only one, well, I lost an American battleship, but this isn't good. But now he's in Cagliari, so he's. Let's take a look here. Italy has 4 ships left. It's got this one, and I know a destroyer, but I don't know what else it has. There's only 4 ships. I don't think the Italians can do much. Oh, a submarine. So they have 1 destroyer, that cruiser, and a submarine, so that's pretty much it. I don't think Italy's going to be challenging me in the Mediterranean much longer. Still upset about that battleship. Okay, let's see. North Africa. Start moving forward. And capture Benghazi. Yeah, I should have waited. It could have advanced in there. Dumb, dumb, dumb. First, let's do some bombardment. Let's do some more bombardment. Let's attack. I don't know if the fighters can do any damage. Not really. Alright, the Siwa is going to be bombed. Going to bring that army unit in there. I could have taken Benghazi with this unit already. I moved them prematurely. That would have been supply. That was stupid of me. So there goes the Battle of North Africa. Tobruk's cut off. Benghazi's about to fall. And that is interesting. They are bringing their fighters down towards Finnish fighter in Greece. They must be on vacation or something. The cold weather. I guess they want some Greek wine. All right, another spot of interest is New Guinea, because I think there's now an opportunity to possibly. Okay, this one's going to land and capture this city. Just every bit that I can capture is good. And now let's get these Marines activated. Move him over here. And I want them to all land simultaneously. I'm going to plan a little counteroffensive on this front too. Now, yeah, I can only reinforce 1 point, but let's move this guy here and let's bring Dugout Doug into Port Moresby. Now he can also help with the supply. Let's attack Rabaul. Oh, there we go. Get those maritime bombers. Good. Now let's see if I can attack with the fighters. No. It's always this rain here. That's the problem. The weather's just so bad. Okay, there's a headquarters in Rabaul. That's not good. But I'm not going to get too... I'm going to get ready eventually to take Rabaul here. Okay, this one was in rain. If I take Cocoon... That's not a port. That was a big miss. Yeah, I don't know. If the weather gets good, I may get bombed here. Let's reinforce this one. Darn. Well, I do have my fighters, to help them. Yeah, too bad. I thought that was a very weak sub, but I guess not. I could be in some serious trouble here. Well, with MacArthur, hopefully the supply situation will be good, but you know what? Here's an opportunity to hit Rabaul here. Let's if I can land in New Britain and knock out a maritime bomber and take Rabaul, That would be fantastic. There's just a headquarters unit in there. Air units and my special forces Marines should be able to take that out. That would be big. And then there's only air units over here in Bougainville. So yeah, if I can get air units over here, that would be nice. And I think I'm going to attempt something over in this. See if I can land in Tupang. That is supply, and then I can move my Marine armored unit. I may have something going on here. In the meantime, these Marines are going to attack Kukun. And let's take a look at Hawaii. I'm going to do a little scouting operation towards Midway. Let's get that submarine out. And I'm not concerned. I don't think there's too many destroyers out there. Battleship. Ooh. I know there's a couple carriers here, but I just cannot. There's not. Okay, there is. They're rebuilding. It's the Yamato. I sunk the Yamato. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And, well, that's big. I know there's another battleship out there, but I need to. I got to be careful here because I only have one submarine for intelligence, but attacking Midway directly, there's an aircraft carrier. Wow. I know they don't have any other air units, but the Yamato being sunk is big. I don't know if there's any other carrier killers out there. Oh, I damaged the carrier. I'm taking a heck of a chance here, but I think it's worth it. Let's cover the carrier force. I may lose a battleship or two, but, well, I don't think so. The fact that the Yamato is sunk is big. And that's the Kaga. And there were no aircraft to intercept me, so that means the Akagi is very weak. It's either gone back to Japan. So I think I have naval superiority. Let's reinforce this one, and then we can upgrade it. But this is taking a heck of a chance, but I did sink the main battleship. It's all worth it. I don't think the Japanese have too many. Maybe I'll lose one naval unit, but the carriers will be protected, and then they can counterattack. I can sink the Japanese carriers, and oh, this is better than I thought. Hopefully, I mean, I could be in for a big surprise. The invasion of the Aleutians continues. Oh, this was. Well, I hope the Japanese surface fleet isn't just all congested around Midway. I think with the problems in the other areas, I think some of them were moved, but I would hope so. But sinking the Yamato, that is really a victory in itself. And I do have two carriers to keep on counterattacking anything that the Japanese have. The Japanese carrier fleet should be pretty weak here. And hopefully I can take out the Kaga and maybe the Akagi too if it's there. So the offensive in the Pacific is going well. I think my attack on the convoys. I did cripple the Italian fleet. Hopefully that's enough because I can start diverting some carriers out here towards the Pacific because that's mainly a naval war. And I think it's pretty much everything I want to do today. And that's a good time to end this episode here. Thank you very much for watching.